The Nintendo Wii was a very interesting system for Nintendo. Coming off of the GameCube, many were wondering if Nintendo was going to stay in the power war with Sony and Microsoft, or were they going to go in a different direction? And they went in a different direction. They of course decided to embrace motion controls and really built the Nintendo Wii around that, and it was probably for the better good. The Nintendo Wii sold very well. It's one of the best-selling Nintendo systems of all time, but it wasn't without its drawbacks. The Nintendo Wii was severely underpowered compared to the competition, and if you had an HD television, it was kind of hard to play your Nintendo Wii. Sure, you can use component cables, but many component cables don't even work on modern televisions as they've gotten rid of the component signal. So what are you supposed to do if you want to play your Nintendo Wii on an HD television? Well, here comes the Wii Dual Mod from Citrus 3000. Now this is obviously a special Wii designed with this Wii Dual Mod in mind, but I want to take a look at this system and basically show you guys what this system does uniquely, and then take a look at the Wii Dual Mod itself, because I think that's very important. You can see the back of the system here. There is a mini HDMI slot in which you will connect a mini HDMI cable to a standard HDMI cable and plug it into your television, and it really seems to work very well. This also has some cool LED mods on it as well. You can see that it has a translucent green case. I really like the aesthetic of this system, but I'm really wondering how this system performs, what this system does well, and what it will do for Nintendo Wii games. So that's what we're going to find out. So this particular Wii that I have does come pre-installed with the homebrew channel on it. Honestly, I never really got into Nintendo Wii homebrew stuff, but I do think it's important for a multitude of reasons. You can see that you can load games from an external HD on this Nintendo Wii. There's things like Nintendo already pre-installed on it as well, so you could run various GameCube and Wii games from an SD or an external HD as well. Preloader allows you to do things like change how the system boots up and allows you to circumvent system updates on the system. But what I really like is this, the 240p test suite, because you can do a lot of different things with the output of the video on the Nintendo Wii via this application. And there's a lot of different things you can do that really make this a unique thing that it almost makes you wonder why this wasn't put on the Nintendo Wii in the first place. You can actually calibrate your television based on this as well to get the best picture quality. But what I like is the different video outputs. You can do different things like have a PAL resolution. If you're playing a PAL game, you can add scan lines if you're playing retro games on the Nintendo Wii. So I really like that about this. I think this is a really cool feature to have, and it's a really impressive program. Now let's take a look at some of the games running on the Nintendo Wii, because there's actually a lot of interesting different games on here. Of course, House of the Dead is one of my favorite games ever, pretty much ever, and House of the Dead 2 and 3 Returns is available on the Nintendo Wii, and this I think looks really good. Now this is a game that of course is a 4:3 resolution game, and some games would allow you to play in 4:3. They were made for 4:3. Some games were made with 16:9 in mind, and some games would just have the 4:3 image stretched and pretty much made look better on your HD television if you were playing via the component cables, which you could do in the Wii system settings. But I think this game looks really good. It looks very clean and crisp. Of course, this is being done with the Wii Dual Mod. I didn't do any screen stretching or anything. I just kept it in its native aspect ratio, and I think it looks good. Like I said, the colors look very nice. Of course, this is an older game. It was based on the arcade game and then ported over to the Xbox and then brought over in this Nintendo Wii collection. But I just wanted to show you guys a 4:3 native game running on the Nintendo Wii via the Wii Dual Mod, so you could get a sort of a glimpse on how it would look. Now, of course, another aspect that we have to look at is retro games. Now, a lot of these games are kind of unavailable, so that's where the homebrew channel actually comes into play, because of course the Wii Shop channel is down, and there are games available via the Virtual Console. Of course, if you still have your Virtual Console games on your Wii and you decide to do a Wii Dual Mod on there, you will have all those games available to you. But things like that games that were available on the Wii Shop channel exclusives like the Rebirth series, they're kind of just stuck there. So I think preservation is very important with some of these games, but I wanted to give you guys a quick glimpse on how the retro games run on this system. Now, of course, we have to talk about games that do support 16:9 natively. And one of the games I wanted to take a look at is Knight's Journey into Dreams. I actually really liked this game. I know a lot of people didn't because of the motion controls in it, but you can actually use a classic controller to play this game. And I think the results speak for themselves. Like, look at how good everything looks. The colors look absolutely amazing running on the Wii Dual. Like, this is a very sharp image, a very clean image, and a very crisp image. And that's what's really important to me about this. This game has never looked this good. I remember playing it on my standard television back in the day, and I have no memories of it looking anywhere near as good. And usually nostalgia starts to play a role. So I was highly impressed with how this game looked. I really enjoyed the color palette of the game, so I wanted to show it off. Of course, you also have Mario Kart Wii, a classic game for the Nintendo Wii, one of the best-selling games of all time, actually. And once again, you can see that everything just looks nice and crisp and very lively. It almost looks better than a Wii game because of the added color benefits and, of course, the ability to play it on your HD television. So I'm pretty impressed with this so far, but I know that there's going to be some questions that you guys have, so let's go ahead and address those. So I know what some of you guys are thinking right now. Yes, the Wii Dual does look great. The games look absolutely fantastic, but can't you just put your Wii discs in your Nintendo Wii U and play them via the HDMI cable? Would there really be a difference between the two? And initially, I thought maybe there wouldn't be that big of a difference, but putting the footage up side by side, I think the results honestly speak for themselves. So here we have some side-by-side comparisons. On the left, we have the Wii Dual, and on the right, we have the Wii U. Now, I did the exact same capture settings when capturing both of these, so nothing was altered, nothing was changed. They're using the exact same high-quality capture settings, and I think the results are honestly speaking for themselves. The Wii Dual looks better. And when you look at the Wii U, when you look at playing games on the Wii U, just the colors look a lot more muted. You know, there's not nearly as much color variation going on here. Nothing looks quite as crisp or quite as vibrant as it does on the Wii Dual. You can see these, you know, screens are side by side, capturing the same sort of elements, and the Wii Dual just looks a hell of a lot better. Everything looks more refined. I feel like I could see more details and like Donkey Kong's fur and everything like that, and just everything just pops a lot more. And I think just everything looks a bit more washed out on the Wii U. So when you first start playing this, you might not realize just how big of a difference there is between something like the Wii Dual and playing your Wii games on your Wii U, but I think this really speaks for itself. Now, the next game I want to take a look at is arguably one of the best looking games on the Nintendo Wii, and that was Super Mario Galaxy. Obviously, an absolutely awesome game, but once again, I was pretty impressed with the visual difference between the Wii Dual and the Wii U playing the games via the HDMI cable. You can see that we have the exact same setting, and just look at things like the lights in the background, the little light fixture that's hanging up there. Everything just looks much crisper. It looks much more refined. It looks much more colorful. And this game just looks absolutely gorgeous. And it sucks that this game was regulated to something like an HD or a non-HD console like the Nintendo Wii. Looking at the Wii U footage, I mean, it doesn't look bad. I'm not saying it looks bad. I'm just saying it looks substantially better to me on the Wii Dual. Everything just looks more alive and more crisp, and you can actually sort of see it a lot more in this little area here. You know, just even the lighting textures on the reflection of the lake there, I think it just looks substantially better on the Wii Dual. And this actually also translates into the cutscenes. We're going to take a look at this cutscene here. Everything is running side by side, exactly the same sort of thing going on here. And I mean, the results are honestly just speaking for themselves. If you're playing the game on the Wii U, you might not notice it, but I think when you put everything up side by side, it's definitely very noticeable. I want to actually take a brief look here at a screenshot of everything at the exact same moment in time, and just look at things like the water reflection. Look at things like the fire in the background. Like, the colors are just so much better, and everything just looks much crisper and much better. And I think that's what really sets the Wii Dual apart. I honestly felt like there probably wouldn't be that big of a difference when playing the games via the Wii U than the Wii Dual, but I think the results are speaking for themselves. I want to let this little cutscene play out because I just think this is really indicative of how good the Wii Dual is, and then we're going to get into my final thoughts about the system. So at the end of the day, if you're serious about playing the Nintendo Wii and you really enjoy the Nintendo Wii library and you want to experience it in the best way possible on your HD television, I think the Wii Dual Mod is a no-brainer. It looks better than component cables. It looks better than playing the games via your Wii U, via the HDMI cable. The results just simply speak for themselves, I feel. Citrus 3000 is actually doing another batch of pre-orders currently for the Wii Dual Mod. I'll have a link to his website in the description box down below, and I want to give him a big thank you along with Bob from Retro RGB for sending this into the channel so that I could take a look at it, because honestly, I'm pretty blown away by this. I'm really having a great time revisiting these Wii games that I played over a decade ago, and seeing them look so good and crisp on my HD television, it's just absolutely amazing. So make sure you guys go check out both Citrus 3000 and Bob from Retro RGB. I'll have all their information in the description box down below, and as always guys, thank you for checking out this video. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. Check out other videos on the channel, and as always, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Later.